Hello, everybody. Welcome to the garden. My name is Luis.
And I'm Amaryllis.
And today we wanted to start off with an introduction video to what the garden is, why we're doing this, and what we're hoping to achieve as we continue to move forward with this. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
Definitely.
Awesome. So last year was crazy. we
Absolutely.
had a very challenging year, and in the midst of that challenging year, we just felt like it was important for us to, I guess, create a space where individuals could come and talk about when things get hard.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And be able to really open up without feeling any judgment or negativity towards them just because they're in their feels.
Yeah. I think, both Amaryllis and I come from different experiential kind of upbringing, but we've been married now for 17 years, and we have children, and we've been walking with the Lord. We're both Christian, and we've been walking with the Lord for a long time now. And still in the midst of all of that, we realized that that sometimes it's hard to, I guess, go through some grief, go through loss, go through experiences in communities where things like that aren't really talked about, or I would say genuine or legitimate feelings are sometimes suppressed because of, I guess, why typically do you think things like that are kind of suppressed or kind of hard to talk about?
I think sometimes, in our upbringing, like, you just keep things bottled up. You just give it to God.
Yeah.
Quote unquote, give it to God and he'll deal with it. But honestly, no, you have to deal with the emotions that come with grief and with the trials and tribulations that we go through, because we're human.
Yeah.
And we need to feel everything.
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah. I think it's very healthy for us to experience the full gamut of the emotional spectrum, because that's the way we're made. And I feel even from a biblical and from a Christian perspective, we can see that emotions aren't made out to be a bad thing. You know, we love the easy verse to learn, the Jesus wept, but it's so profoundly deep for us to see that there is emotion that led him, loss and grief led him to emote sadness and the feelings of loss, and so I think, and we can see that throughout Scripture. It just happens to be the one that I wanted to say, but I think that what we're hoping to do with this podcast is not necessarily just say, oh, well, we went through a bad year and woe was us, but it's more along the lines of, hey, how do we see God in the midst of all this? How do we navigate life? What is it that the Lord uses to show his face? For us, it was things like community. It was things like it was things like isolation. It was things like having to truly ask ourselves, do we believe this about God or don't we believe this about God? So I think for us, we realized as we were going through all of this and we were having conversations with more people that people needed to talk about their trauma. People needed to talk about their grief. People needed to talk about their seasons. And we were encouraged. There was one particular, I always think of, but there's one particular letter that we read in the midst of our loss. And it was like, my word, they get it, and it's, if there's one thing we can hope to do with this podcast is to cause people to understand that they're not alone.
Yeah.
I think unfortunately that could be a lie of the enemy sometimes, where you're the only one dealing with this thing. You're the only one. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, and you're not the only one dealing with this thing. There are billions of people on this earth that are going through similar situations, if not the same, and how are they going to get healing if they don't have other people going through the same situation and are able to speak about it?
Yeah. Yeah. And we just want it to be genuine. We want it to be organic. Even this, like initially we were thinking, oh, let's go ahead and maybe put a script together and have like guidelines on what we're going to talk about from an intro video perspective. And then we're like, no, let's just go ahead and record it and see what happens. So haha. But I think in a nutshell, the garden is a place where we're hoping we can host an environment where genuine conversation about traumatic events in your life can happen. We can look at how the Lord was present in it, and we can see, and we could potentially hope to deliver hope for those that might be in some seemingly hopeless situations. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what does that look like? So our first episode beyond this intro episode is going to be us discussing our loss last year. We're going to also have people on. So we're going to have guests. We're going to have other ministries that are going to come through, and we're going to talk to them as well. I think it's really exciting. The format is going to be long form. So while this will be a shorter video, shorter episode, shorter intro, I would say strap in. We're probably going to have like hour long, maybe hour and a half long episodes.
Yep.
Because how can you get deep if you don't go long?
Absolutely.
Right?
Grab your coffee, grab your tea.
I agree. Yes, you might have to grab a couple of cups.
Yeah.
And I think the other big thing is, we're going to it's going to be video. We'll keep the audio available too if you want to listen on like Buzzsprout and like Apple podcasts and Spotify and all of those things. I think Spotify has a video and an audio now too, right? So you'll be able to see all that.
You would know.
Yeah, this be our first foray into all of that. Also, we're going to be, posting on our socials. So again, you'll be able to find us on, you can find us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. We're working on potentially even putting Facebook in the mix again. And then we'll have our website, which will be, it's a work in progress right now, but we're gonna be finishing that out. So really, we're gonna try to make it so people have these types of things accessible to them. We're going to be posting resources. We're going to be, encouraging articles and things like that, right?
Yeah.
I would also say, it's not meant to be one dimensional, right? It's not only going to be about loss, right? It's
Exactly.
going to be about trauma. So, I mean, it could be other things.
Yes, absolutely.
Some other things like
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna get deep.
We're gonna get deep, and we're gonna get dirty.
Yeah, it could be messy.
It could be messy.
People will probably cry on the
Yes, absolutely. But we'll be talking about different traumas, even SA, or dealing with
self-harm, all of those things,
bulimic or anorexia.
Yeah,
all of the things that I feel like when I was growing up, I didn't have a safe place to be able to express myself and talk about things that either happened to me or I was going through, and like my parents didn't know. So this is also a tool for parents to explore it with their kids. They're, open that door of communication with your children.
Yeah. The Lord wants us to be healed and whole.
Absolutely.
And that's all of it. That's the entirety of our emotional spectrum, our mental spectrum. And so I think if we, for us, it was if we can align ourselves with what the Lord wants for his people,
Yeah.
for his children,
Mhm.
then that's what we want to do.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So what do we need from y'all? I think what we really need is, if this sounds like something that you want to support, if it sounds like something that is going to be beneficial to people in your life, we just want you to share it. Share it out. Make sure you let them know. What we're going to do is likely have a cadence. We said like a monthly
Yeah.
episode.
For now, yeah.
For now. So we're gonna have like a monthly cadence of episodes that might increase to like twice a month.
Mhm.
But right now we're gonna do like a monthly cadence, and so again, just kind of share it, like the videos. If you see us come across your feed, make sure that you are liking, subscribing, sharing, following, all the things that apparently we do nowadays. The other way that you can really help is by on the website and on the socials. You'll see that there's going to be an email, and if you have any ideas, if you're like, hey, listen, this is something that we're struggling with, is can you have somebody, or can you talk about, we're going to have suggestions and all of that we want you to send in. The email, when we get it up and operational, would be suggestions at the PC. Sorry,
the Garden
the Garden PC podcast. I'm getting used to it. The Garden PC podcast, and again, you can find us on all of those socials at the Garden PC podcast. And again, that's TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and then our website is thegardenpcpodcast.com. Have anything else? All right,
nope,
awesome.
That is it.
Well, we look forward to starting this journey. Looking forward to connecting with all of the individuals that are going to be our listeners and our viewers. And I guess there's only one last thing to say. We'll see you at the garden.
In the garden.